Hi.
Is there a fine line between optimism and reality? To tackle this question as a logistical person, I began by defining optimism. Optimism is a mental attitude reflecting a belief or hope that the outcome of a specific endeavor or outcomes in general will be positive, favorable, desirable. An optimistic person is one who thinks the best possible thing will happen, regardless of its likelihood. In psychology, optimism is defined as a form of positive thinking in which you are responsible for your own happiness and that good things will come to you in the future. On the other hand, realism is defined as an attitude or practice of accepting the situation as it is and being prepared to deal with it accordingly. A realistic person uses facts and past events rather than hopeful feelings and wishes to predict the future. Based solely on definition, there is not only a fine line between optimism and reality, but instead a large gap. They are opposing ideas, ones that I believe cannot coexist at the same time in the same person. In reality, true optimism does not exist. No person is truly going to believe that the best thing will happen to them in every situation because people understand that it will not. Optimism and reality are worlds apart in determining how you view the world and not just in situations. The way we view life and its events tend to have a dramatic effect on how we behave, leading to our choices on how to act. When faced with decisions that affect our safety, our true viewpoint can be shown. Take this for example. Two friends are walking through the forest when they come across a rickety old bridge. The friend who looks at the world optimistically will hope the bridge will support her weight and, because of this, decide to use the bridge to cross the stream. A second friend who views the world realistically will see the bridge as unstable and potentially dangerous and choose to find another way to cross the bridge. Neither person, because they view the world in a different way, is likely to choose the other path. Like the realist is not likely to cross the bridge like the optimist would. Neither way of viewing situations is wrong, just different. However, what there is a fine line between is the difference between being an optimistic and a realistic person. One person is not all optimistic or all realistic. A person can choose to be optimistic or realistic based on the situation they are faced with at one time. Yes, you can wake up in a mood of optimism, but when faced with the events of the day, you can either choose to view them optimistically or with a sense of reality. The type of person you are is determined by which viewpoint you choose most often. Given this, one person is not defined by all optimism or all realism, causing the line between the two to be blurred. Take us seniors, for example. We will be going off to college or trade school or any place other than here next year. You will be going into a situation with new people who don't know you or how you tend to view the world. A typically optimistic one or a typically realistic one. This ability to reinvent yourself depending on who you're with proves the idea of there being a fine line between reality and optimism when it comes to a person's personality. So to sum up, I believe optimism and reality are two completely different ideas, separated by a large gap, but a fine line exists between an optimistic and a realistic person, each choosing to both act on optimistic or realistic views. No one is confined to the decisions of their past. Everyone is able to reinvent themselves and how they view the world. One thing optimism and reality share is the fact that they can't hold you back, only push you forward when used to make educated decisions in your life.